This is Kevin Pride with the Atlanta Business Journal. We're here at Money Smart Week, and we're sitting here talking with the great Dr. Dennis Kimbro.
Who's that? Yeah, I'm not so great. Dr. Kimbro, you gave me a C on that midterm, and you didn't cover that material in class. I'm mad at you. Always mad at you.
Well, Dr. Kimbro, what does it mean for you to be a part of Money Smart Week?
Oh, increasing the noise level in terms about financial literacy. Because this game, there's no black, there's no white, it's all about green. It's not how much you earn, it's what percentage you keep. And we live in a hyper-competitive economy today. And some of the information that I shared, you are president of your own corporation, and this is all about mindset. It's about the ability for you to change your thinking. I remember years ago, I had an interview with Ron Brown, who was Undersecretary of Commerce under the Clinton administration. And I asked him, I said, Mr. Secretary, what is the key to wealth? And he said, that's simple. The key to wealth is creative men and women with access to capital. I said, okay, what is the key to poverty? He said, that's simple too. He said, you hang around 9 broke people and sooner or later you'll be number 10. So the bottom line is to change your thinking. Now here's the thing. Some people would rather die than to change their mind. The economy is not someplace out there. The economy is someplace in here. People say that, right now there's a financial deficit. There's no financial deficit. What my thinking tells me, there's a spiritual deficit. Okay? Every step towards truth is really a step towards spirit. Being who you said and you were sent here to do. So just change your thinking, all right? Decide what it is that you want. Okay, number 2, develop an action plan. Number 3, what are you going to sacrifice? Number 4, what is the time period? Number 5, commit it to writing. Write it down, get an index card. And then last but not least, number 6, read it upon rising in the morning. Read it last thing you do before retiring at night.
That's amazing advice. But why do you think it's so important to teach this to underserved communities?
Well, all you got to do is look at our community. I mean, Black America, 50% are at or below the poverty line. You got 34 million African Americans in the United States, and how in the world do we get up and look in the mirror in the morning and we've only produced 35,000 black millionaires? I mean, you go across the world, what's the wealthiest country in the world? The wealthiest country in the world is Qatar. Right now, Black America has almost the same number of millionaires that Qatar has. All right, we have 35,000 black millionaires in the United States, and Qatar, right now, there are 30,000 millionaires in that country. But here's the rub. We got 34 million African Americans here. There's less than 1 million people who live in Qatar. So what are we doing? All right, you got about 177 countries that belong to the United Nations, but in terms of wealth, Black America is the 16th wealthiest country on the face of the earth. So our problem isn't money. Our problem is what we do with our money. What are you? You are the 16th wealthiest country on the face of the earth. What are you doing with your money? Okay? I mean, black males are 6% of the population. We buy 1 out of every 4 pairs of shoes Nike manufactures. We are 13% of the population. We buy 35% of all flat screen color TVs. Black women, you are 6% of the population. You buy 24% of all shoes and cologne in the United States. So if it weren't for our buying habits, Wall Street would collapse, yesterday. So all we're talking about in terms of financial literacy, it's not what you earn, it's what you keep, okay? Number 2, make your money work for you, okay? Multiple streams of income. And the easiest way for multiple streams of income, number 1, is begin to save. Well, Dr. Kimbro, I'm in a position where I can't save. Well, begin to retire all debt. Start with your smallest items. I mean, look at me. The car that I drive a 2006 Lexus. That car has 227,000 miles on it. But I got students with newer cars than me. But I said to myself, I'm glad that you got, a 2019 Dodge Charger and you're driving blah, blah, blah. But I got a question for you. Who's your money manager? Who handles your finances? Oh, I don't have that. Okay, well, you might need to think about that in the future.
I love it. Let's talk about your book, The Wealth Choice. What are some of the key pointers in that book that people can be looking for?
Oh man, over a 7-year period, I rubbed shoulders with minimum 1,000 black millionaires, and this the nuggets. I probably, outside of the one-on-one interviews that I had, and as I shared in there, I interviewed everybody from Steve Harvey to Tyler Perry. Man, I spent a day with Kirk Franklin. I mean, what he told me, blah, blah, blah. But the focus groups that I had 6 focus groups around the country, and if you were an African American and 7 figures, a millionaire, you didn't get into the focus groups. And the reason why I loved the focus group, because I was a fly on the wall. I got a chance to see how millionaires interact with each other. And that was a powerful anecdote and a metaphor, what I was learning just sitting in the corner, doing what you're doing. And, you know, like I said with you, they share with me, people make you rich, people make you poor, depending on your level of service. You know, you can make money, you can make excuses, but you can't do both. The poor keep score by cars and clothes. The middle class keeps score by degrees and titles. But the wealthy keep score by their bank account. And I'm just hearing all these nuggets, and I'm just writing down, because we never hear that. All right, you come to my study. You come to my house in southwest DeKalb, all right? You come down to my study. My entire first floor in my house is my study. All right, if I'm a writer, teachers teach, painters paint, and writers write. So if I'm gonna be a writer, you know, I want my study to look like, okay, and as soon as you come in there, on one wall, the entire length, you just see books and books and books and books. Why? Because when I was a junior and undergrad in college, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to teach. I knew I wanted to be a college professor. And my fraternity brothers, they called me the professor. And they cracked jokes. Oh, okay, where's Kimbro? Everybody knows what Kimbro. Kimbro's in lab. He's in the library. And when I was a junior and undergrad, I quit selling my books back. So blah, blah, blah. So you come into my study, all right? I give you the remote on one wall. I got a huge flat screen TV. Way down on the other end of my study, I got my computer, and then I got about 30 of the books close to me that had a profound impact on my life. But I'll give you the remote control, and you can go down the far end, and you can cut the TV on. Go to Bloomberg. Go to Fox Financial News. Now here's the question I'm gonna ask you. When's the last time you seen one of your wealth creators interviewed on TV? You might go ahead and click on, and you might find Bill Gates being interviewed. You might see an old interview with Steve Jobs. You might find Phil Knight of Nike Shoes. You might see Howard Schultz of Starbucks being interviewed. When's the last time you've seen one of your wealth creators interviewed? Can you even name your 7 black billionaires? That's the problem.
So once again, this is Kevin Pride with the Atlanta Business Journal here at Money Smart Week. We're finishing up with Mr. Dr. Dennis Kimbro, and if we want to pick up the Wealth Choice book, how do we do that?
Oh, you can get it Barnes & Noble, Amazon, whatever. I am blessed. It's a bestseller all over the country. I mean, between that book and Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, like I said, all I ever wanted to do was make a difference. And I thank everybody for reading the book and making a difference.
Thank y'all so much.